Welcome to Charts Today. My name is David Linton, and today's edition for Thursday, the 30th of December, comes to you from Fuerteventura in the Canary Islands, where I'm getting some winter sun. But I'm still looking at the markets every day and watching my own investments. So let's take a look at what the charts are telling us. So we see here the dollar index still did fall away yesterday quite heavily, but pushing higher now. This morning, still, of course, just in this sideways range here for the moment, and we're watching for the next break higher because we are bullish above the clouds. Remembering this is the weekly, daily, and 60-minute chart, long-term, medium-term, and short-term view of the market with the corresponding point and figure targets. So that means that the euro outlook for the euro is weaker. You see on the long-term chart we're through the cloud, so that is bearish when we're below the cloud, of course. Sterling sitting at 134.59 this morning. So it has had a bit of a good resurgence against the dollar in December. Interest rates in the UK being a feature, of course. And if we look at the euro, we're back above 119 on sterling. So again, that's looking stronger. And we've got lots of upside targets into the 120s, 121.76, 122, 120 just. So it does look like we will break that 120 level with sterling against the euro. Euro weakness, sterling strength, and ultimately dollar strength. Looking at Bitcoin, we're sitting just below $47,000. We've fallen away quite a bit over the last few days. So we are bearish on that medium-term chart, but of course the long-term chart is still holding, waiting for cloud support here. Of course, the key thing is we made the higher high, we've pulled back, and now the lower low, so we've just got to watch that. Looking at the S&P 500 index, we were a little changed yesterday. We're not really seeing this massive Santa rally materialize. Normally the markets really pop around this time of year, but we have appreciated, and we did break that 4,700 resistance level to make a new high, so that's pretty good news. The NASDAQ has failed to make a new high. And really, it's just been hitting that resistance level that we saw in November. The futures are a little changed this morning, so not much expectation there. And the VIX volatility is sitting steady below 20, so the fear index is not really that fearful. FTSE future has barely changed. The DAX in Germany is again barely changed, up very slightly. The CAC Quarante up very slightly. Japan was down 1/3%. And the Hang Seng was down 0.1%. The Sensex in India, little changed, 0.02%. Markets are fairly listless, as we might expect on the holiday period, so we're just quiet, basically. And the Aussie market was up 0.05%. Although that has had Aussie market has had a bit of a run the last week, and just moving to a 3-month high there, so significant, but not making a new high. We'll look at the energy mix in a minute. Looking at some of the commodities, wheat is up slightly. Gold just dipping below the $1,800 level this morning, so really can't break that level. We are just really on the verge of finding long-term support on the cloud here. And if we look at the 10-year yield in the US, we're sitting at 1.53%, so just pushing higher there. Taking a look at the energy mix now, we've got Brent crude down slightly this morning. We're really range bound here. We put the call out to clients this morning. 78 is the lower and 80. So 78, 80 is the range. Whichever way we break, we'll decide the future on crude. We've basically said neutral. I'm waiting for that break. US nat gas did pull back yesterday, contract rollover, of course, but we are just building again this morning, so looking okay there. Coal has fallen through the $100 mark, so this is significant. Of course, we are into contract roll territory soon with coal as well, so we've got to really start watching the API2 contract for next year. Looking at emissions, we're back in the 70s. Of course, we did say emissions would be stuck in the 70s. We put a post out on LinkedIn on that. Gas prices are pushing lower again this morning. So we're seeing TTF down 2% and MBP down just 1%. And power prices, well, looking really at the German coal contract for next year, we said bearish below 120, and we're just holding 124 this morning, down slightly. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, New Year's Eve, happy charting. See you then.